Welcome to Terial Arts with Terry. I have these wonderful, actually I'm obsessed with them. These are accordion butterflies that for years people have been making out of paper. Well, I decided to try it with Terial Magic treated fabric. Terial Magic is the spray-on fabric stabilizer that makes fabric more like paper. So you're going to treat your fabric first, and there's lots of videos on how to do that. It's very simple. You spray your fabric in a bag or a dry sink, you dry it to damp, and then you press it dry. And then you get these nice sheets of fabric. Of course, this has been cut. This is probably about 3.5 by 3.5 inches. You can do 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5.5 inch fabrics. You can make them out of any size square because, as you can see, the fabric is very stable. It's very paper-like. So let's get started. So this particular square that I cut is 3.5. So we're going to go 1 3/4 inch and cut it in half to make our butterfly. So there we have 2 equal parts. And I'm going to be using a couple of things just to make the whole process easier. Because this is fabric, not paper, it lays down and you don't need glue, but I find just a little touch of glue stick works perfectly. And of course, this is just an inexpensive one. I got at Staples. So you're going to have your 2 pieces, you're going to have them cut in half, and we're going to start with the top of the butterfly first. We're going to fold the fabric in half. And then we're going to go ahead and fold the corners in to that half fold on both sides. And this is where I like to use a little glue stick. It just holds it in place. As you can see, it's just a little touch. Holds it in place so that when we go to fold it again, we won't be battling the fabric that doesn't lay down quite as well as paper. But I think you'll have to admit, the fabric just adds so much texture and color, so much more than paper. It's really beautiful. So anyway, there we are with the folds. And now this is quite easy. It's just an accordion fold. I'm going to fold up. It's probably about 1/8 of an inch, maybe just a little bit more. And if this was a 5-inch square that I started with, I would be making these more like a 1/4 inch folds. But you're just going to accordion fold this all the way to the edge, like this. And if it's not perfect at the edges, don't worry. Nobody's going to see it. And then you're going to fold this in half. And this is where I like to use a little folder clip, just to hold it while we're doing the other half. You can see I already have some made over here too. This is a little bit larger one. So now we're going to do the bottom part. And it's, again, just the same accordion fold back and forth all the way. Now this is a batik. I really like the batiks for the butterflies. They seem to have a lot of swirls and lines in it that you would expect to see on butterflies. You can do this with other like calico type fabrics. It's just that you're going to make sure that when you put the butterfly together that the right sides are together. I have done it where I've had a right and wrong side and it didn't work too well. I had to take it apart, but that wasn't a big deal. So once this is accordion folded, you're going to fold it in half again, and you want to even that up best you can, and then I'm going to clip it just like before. Okay, now we have our upper and lower parts. I have found that you can use ribbon. I like to use like an 1/8 inch or a 1/4 inch ribbon to tie it with. There's wires, like a 26 gauge wire, but then of course the color is always green because it's a floral wire. I just found this. This comes in white, black, and brown. I found this at Ben Franklin, and it's a waxed thread, and it's used for jewelry making. It is now my very favorite. So I'm just going to cut like a 3 or 4 inch piece. I'm going to unclip. See how they're nicely pressed because we clip them. And I'm going to just center that on my thread and then put the top piece, stack it right on top. And this is where, if you have a calico type fabric one-sided, you're going to want to make sure both sides are the right side. I also like to take, I mean, you don't have to, but it just makes it easier for tying. Take a larger clip and clip this together so that it holds while you tie. You don't have to use your teeth, because that's what I normally would have to do to try to get that third set of fingers. I use my teeth. There we go, and just straighten it a little, or center it, and then tie it. I love this thread because it ties nice and tight. Okay, now we're just going to unclip and center this the best we can, and then we're going to flip this top part up and fan it on both sides. And then this, again, just like paper, if these were paper, you'd be fanning it. Some people will glue this, but I don't find it necessary. And then you can just trim your antennas, or you can leave them long. But there you are. Wasn't that easy? Thanks for watching, and enjoy your craft.